Hi, this is Kevin with your Monday Project Chronicle video. The topic this week is guilty pleasures, and because it's my nature, I once again have to question the whole premise of guilty pleasures, just like I did last week when we talked about wasting time. Usually when someone uses the term guilty pleasures, they're talking about some television show or movie or book that's somehow beneath you, that you should feel guilty about enjoying. And most of the time, I think that whole concept is sort of silly. It's part of a kind of self-censorship that imposes this idea of what we should be reading or should be watching as opposed to what people genuinely enjoy. And it feeds into what Jane Jacobs called our tendency to be compulsive managers of other people's leisure. And I kind of reject that whole idea. I'm sort of with the critic Todd Vanderwerf, who wrote on Twitter last week when asked about guilty pleasures, I don't believe in guilty pleasures, pleasure is pleasure. And philosophically, I tend to think pleasure and happiness and joy are sort of self-justifying, and you should take them where you find them and enjoy them and appreciate them for what they are. Now, having said that, I do think there is a sense in which some kinds of culture are sort of like junk food. They're very pleasurable, but deep down we know they're bad for us and we still eat them, kind of like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Right now, for me, the television equivalent of Kentucky Fried Chicken is American Horror Story Coven, which is a show that I absolutely cannot wait to see. I love watching it. I thoroughly enjoy watching it. Chris watches it with me. We love watching it together, but I just know to the very core of my being that it is not good television. It's very, very bad writing. The actual construction of the stories is totally ridiculous. Not just ridiculous because it's about witches, but just ridiculous even within its own terms, within its own world, wildly erratic. No one has any coherent motivation. To me, the messages about women are all pretty suspect because all the women are motivated by these things like they don't want to get old, they want to have babies. It's a very sort of subtly retrograde view of women. I just can't shake the feeling that this is not a good use of the talent being assembled on the screen. People like Angela Bassett and Kathy Bates and Jessica Lange, who are really, really strong actresses and capable of great poignancy and subtlety, most of which is pretty wasted here. Still can't stop watching it. We actually went back and watched the first 2 seasons of American Horror Story, which is a sort of anthology that tells a different story each season with some of the same actors. And the first season, very uneven, but I could see what they were doing. The second season I will defend as being legitimately good television. But this current season, Coven, which is about a group of witches, is just a mess. It is a total train wreck. But of all the shows on television right now, I gotta say it's the one that we really do look forward to the most. And I'm gonna keep watching the current season because I really am sort of hooked on it on a weekly basis, but I'm never gonna feel good about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.